Hello everyone out there, and in the last movie I asked you to do a very simple task to mess around with the launch screen storyboard and also to explore the tabbed application view while I was trying to explain you about the single view application and how you can create multiple segues for that. Now of course after that movie there was a very detailed tabbed application overview, so let's try to do that. And in fact let me share you an inside secret that while exploring the tabbed application, I was actually putting up the videos for replicating the Notes application in which comes as a default in the iPhone. So I did all of that and realized that it's not a good point to show you all those videos about the sticky application. Before that, we might want to go around with some here and there small stuff because sticky app application is going to be, or sticky notes application is going to be really big for this time. But again, you have enough knowledge. If you will force enough your brain, you can actually do that. But I thought, let's have some practice session first and then we will score in the real game. Okay, so good idea. Always it's good to have a net practice first, like in the basketball or football, we like to practice. So that's what we are doing. So what is our goal? So first of all, let's explore the tabbed application. In fact, you have visited it quite a lot and I would call this as a bike collection. Everything remains the same and I'll click the next and I'll save it here and create. And we are good to go. And you might have already noticed that we have got first view controller and second view controller and main storyboard. And this entire movie is about how to create your app's user interface. Now, I'll not go much into the deep of that because it can really take entire course for that. I'll select the iPhone 4-inch and in fact, I'll not forget to select my iPhone 6 this time because that's the simulator already running. And inside the second, let's select the iPhone 4.7-inch, which is iPhone 6. First thing first, let's get rid of these guys. I really don't want them. And this one also. And you can get rid of these as well. First, I would like to have a label out here. And let's just have a simple, not label, the label. Okay, label is out here and I'll place it anywhere because I'm going to change it and I'll call it as simply bike collection. Okay, good. And there we go with that. You can place it anywhere. I would like to place it around center, just like that. And we would also like to have a table view. So as I type, if I type correctly, then it will only show me. It's hard to see sometime. And we can see that we have got table view. This is the guy which I'm looking for. I'll just select it for the entire screen. Not that much high. Okay, this looks good. And I would like to drag and drop it to the entire screen. Okay, looks good, but not to the top because I want my label out there. And it's always a good idea to place everything whatever it is needed where, because it's a label. We are not going to mess around with that. If it would have been a navigation, then we can put a navigation bar or tab bar controller or anything like that. But right now it's simply going to be label. So let's have it a label. Again, I would like to press my command key and select both of these guys. And my favorite one, reset to suggested constraints, and everything looks good. Okay, there is the first that you can select, and in fact you can change it whatever you like favorites, and you can also provide multiple screens or images, whatever you wish to have to do with this guy out there. And let's get rid of these guys. I really don't want them. And what I can say here is I'll be putting a simple application. And let me first tell you what I'm about to do is simply there would be a bike collection app and there would be a text label and button simply to just put the name of the bike. And as soon as the user just sends the button and writes a name in the label and then taps on the button, that will be added in his table view list. As simple as it sounds, nothing much fancy. But we'll be importing the functionality like deleting or saving the data and all of that. And then it would be a good time to make around with the sticky app application. So let's have a label again. And the label would be saying nothing much. Let me just scroll it a bit. And yes, the label would be saying something like, enter the bike name. Oops, what is happening to me? Bike name, okay. Center it approximately, not much, because reset to suggested constraint is going to help us a lot. And I would like to have a text field, and this would be centering just a little like that. Okay, and after that we need a button. And you might be thinking that yes, this is really the easiest stuff that you have done so far. Okay, time to select them all, control, and in fact this looks a little bit below, so like that, and this. Okay, control, control, and control. Okay, and click on this guy, reset to suggested constraints. That's my favorite one. Save that, and I'll hit a command R to just see, because it's always a good time to see how your application is doing while designing an interface. So you can see this looks good. And if I change on to the second screen, this also looks good. Now it's not looking very much classy because I have a scale to 50%. If I make it to 75%, you'll notice that this looks now much better. Okay, we can stop this, and what we can do next is we can open up the file. And in fact, I would like to open this. And first of all, I'm in the second view controller. I want to be in the first view controller. So manual bike collection, first view controller.swift. This is how you move. And I don't need this one. So let's get a couple of room. And what you need in this one is to update your table. So just what I would like to do is press my control key, drag and drop this guy, and I'll just call it as table, as simple as it sounds. And it's a UI table view outlet. Okay, so we are done with the first view controller, but you will notice that in the second view controller, we got a couple of updates that we might want to link up with. Again, manual, bike view collection, and second view controller. Okay, this is really easy stuff. And in the next movie, you'll see how quickly we are going to create that. Click on that, press the control key, and this is going to be a text. So it would be simply a UI outlet. What you can call it is simply just bike. That's what we want to add. And that's it. The button, which is going to be an action. And what we want to call it is add, or simply add bike. And that's it. And it should be an action. I will not miss this. Connect, and that's it. Okay, so this was all meant for this movie, nothing extraordinary we have created, but one thing I would like to do is run that again and show you one more thing, that I need to actually resize that to 50% because I don't have much room. If I go in this way, you can see this looks good. And if I click on the second, this also looks good. So this is the power of reset to suggested constraint. But again, you can play around with all these guys and nobody's there to stop you to play around how you want to access that or how you want to set that. Right now, I need to select that to open that up. And you can play with the new constraints, margins, heights and width, aspect ratios, and all of that. But definitely all of that is coming out later on in this course. Okay, quite good. Now let's move on to the second movie and try to write code for that.